Going on, guys? I am your host from the East Coast, Gene the Man 94, here to review WWE Battleground, the pay-per-view that just went off about an hour or so ago on the WWE Network. Now, just overall thoughts on the show, right off the bat. I thought it was a great pay-per-view. I thought a lot of the matches were really solid, and the storytelling that everybody did and everybody took a part in was just great. I think the way WWE did this pay-per-view was excellent, and I'm going to review the show from top to bottom, except for the pre-show because I didn't see it. But yeah, let's get right into it. So Breezango beat the Usos on the pre-show, apparently. That just says how WWE feels about the Usos nowadays. But anyway, so back to the regular pay-per-view. So Charlotte and Dana Brooke versus Sasha Banks and her mystery tag team partner. Now, it was rumored, it was a bunch of people, maybe it was like Trish Stratus or Lita or, Nikki Bella. I was even starting to believe it was going to be Nikki Bella, and I was so upset. And then Bayley came out. My girl Bayley. Love me some Bayley. But, yeah, Bayley made her debut, and she came out. The crowd went crazy because they've been waiting for Bayley to come up for so long. And she's finally on the main roster, and, they had a great match. They finally overcame Charlotte and Dana Brooke. It was a pretty good match, but we all knew once Bayley came up that they weren't going to lose. Bayley bringing her athleticism and her just overall great in-ring expertise to the main roster and to this match. Sasha's great. And, the match was pretty good, man. I was just excited because Bayley's on the main roster. I've been clamoring for her to come up for so long. And after the draft, nobody thought she was going to come up until maybe after SummerSlam, or she was done with Asuka down in NXT. But yeah, so she's up on the main roster, and her and Sasha Banks put their differences aside, even though they're, good friends in real life, of course. But they put their differences aside, and they were able to defeat Charlotte and Dana Brooke, who have pretty much just been running rampant over the whole women's division. So that was great. After the match, they hugged, and it was great. So, next match that happened, the New Day versus the Wyatts. This was a hell of a match, too. Xavier Woods was still, portraying the fact that he was afraid of Bray Wyatt through the whole match. Every time he got in the ring, he was, hypnotized by him. And at one point, he fell to his knees to him. Like, he was just, tricked by Bray Wyatt. It was under some type of spell. And, the story they told there was great. Big E is freaking crazy, man. He took a spot where he, I think he speared Eric Rowan through the ropes or something, and he hit his head on the ring apron, and he's alright, I think, but it was just crazy. It was just like the match version of them going to the Wyatt's compound. Back and forth, everybody was going after everybody, and like I said, Xavier was afraid of Bray Wyatt for most of the match. I'm sorry, that was my phone. And then eventually he eventually got into the ring with Bray Wyatt, and eventually snapped out of it and started going after him and attacking him. And I loved what they did here, because the whole time they had been just saying that Xavier was afraid of the Wyatts, he was afraid of Bray Wyatt, and he finally faced his fears, but in the end Bray Wyatt got the best of him, and he hit him with a Sister Abigail to win. But it was good, though, because, the New Day got serious. They showed over the past couple of weeks they can be serious, even though they're spreading the power of positivity, and they can get the job done, even if they, lose. They can be a very serious team, not to be taken lightly. But yeah, great match. The last match from the whole Wyatt family, Eric Rowan and Bray, will be on SmackDown, and Braun Strowman to be on Raw. So that'll be interesting to see what they do with Bray Wyatt. Maybe they'll put him in the title picture pretty soon. That'll be nice. But yeah, we'll see. So Zack Ryder versus Rusev for the United States Championship. Match was alright, but we all knew Rusev was going to win, just like I predicted in my predictions video. After the match, though, because Rusev put him in the accolade, he wouldn't tap. He kind of escaped it, and then Rusev, did the whole lean back accolade. And he started, just beating the hell out of him after the match. And then Mojo Rawley made his debut and came out to try to save Zack and, get Rusev up off of him. Man, he sprinted to that ring so quick, man. He's hype. And I guess the Hype Bros are going to be a tag team now on SmackDown since Mojo got drafted. And Zack's over there on SmackDown as well. So, yeah, that was pretty cool. Seth Rollins backstage with Stephanie and Mick Foley, pretty much just saying he's going to prove, he's the best one to come out the Shield, and he's going to prove why they drafted him number 1 overall, and that he's a guaranteed number 1 pick. They won't, be disappointed or whatever. Next match was, in my opinion, the match of the night, or at least one of them, because, like I said, I thought all the matches were great. Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. These two killed each other. They threw everything they had. This is apparently their rivalry ending match. But man, I think it was a match of the year candidate. Like, these two have completely just took that match and just went crazy, went wild. They were just hitting each other with everything they had in their arsenal, not pulling any punches whatsoever. The crowd was hyping to it. Man, these two were game. They were very game for this match. Incredible spots, them knowing each other so well, and like I said, not pulling any punches, just made for an incredible match, and I commend both of these guys. Sami Zayn, man, a lot has to be said about him, because he's been putting on great matches all year. Every time you talk about a match of the year, for the most part, he's involved in one of them. Between the Shinsuke Nakamura match or the IC title ladder match they had last month, and man, just incredible matches put on by Sami Zayn, and of course Kevin Owens is great. Everybody knows Kevin Owens is great. These two, man, I was so focused on this match, like they held my attention through the entire match, and I just didn't know who was gonna win. You didn't know, like it could have went either way. But Sami Zayn finally picked up a victory over Kevin Owens. Just finally. He was countering Kevin Owens' pop-up power bombs. He hit a haluva kick on him, and then he held him before he just let him fall. He was like looking at him because, they were best friends coming up through the indies and through NXT and stuff, and he just looked at him like, man, I really don't want to do this, but so he hit another haluva kick on him and finally ended it. I like how they did that here. Maybe they'll start, not pushing Sami Zayn, but, developing his character a whole lot more. It'll be great to see that, because he has a whole bunch of potential. I think he's a great talent. They just have to, put him in the spotlight a lot more. Highlight his character a bit more. Maybe more people will get behind him, and I think it'll be great. But yeah, definitely match of the year candidate for me. I don't know if I'm just overreacting or what, but yeah, definitely match of the year candidate. Becky Lynch versus Natalya. The match was alright. It was pretty good. Natalya doing what she does best, taking the page out of her, family's history. Just trying to neutralize Becky Lynch, trying to shut her whole offense down, trying to take one spot and, just pinpoint it and weaken it so she could, later put in a submission hold or whatever. It was a fight. She wouldn't let Becky do her whole entrance, which I thought was good. She wouldn't let her do it. She just was like, nope, you're going to get in this ring and we're going to fight. So, Becky put up a great fight, of course, but that knee that Natalya worked on the whole match came back to bite her in the end, and she had to tap out to the sharpshooter. But, I think their rivalry is going to continue. They're both on SmackDown, so I can see them feuding for a couple more months. But yeah, good match between these two. They gave women time to work, and it was a good fight. So backstage, Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon go up to Dean Ambrose and pretty much just saying, you got the brand on your shoulders, and Daniel was saying when he went to war with the Shield, he wasn't really worried about Seth Rollins or Roman Reigns. He was more worried about Dean Ambrose because he was the best. And you got to go out there and prove why you're the best. Like, it was a real passionate promo from Daniel Bryan, pretty much putting Dean Ambrose over. And I think that helped get the crowd behind Dean as well. Because, the guy they love so much has faith in his champion on his brand. So, yeah, I thought that was great what they did there. And, yeah. Next match we had was Darren Young versus The Miz. Match was alright. Maurice slapped I can't even talk. Maurice slapped Bob Backlund and pretty much was acting like he hit her or something. And then the Miz got out the ring and pushed him over because, she pretended that he hit her. And this pissed off Bob Backlund. He got up, just started ripping his shirt up and looked like he was about to beat the hell out of the Miz or whatever. And Darren Young saw it. He got out of the ring and he just put the most aggressive crossface chicken wing onto the Miz I'd ever seen him perform. And he was ticked off. Like, the match ended after that, but he was not letting the Miz out of that until referees had to separate him. It was kind of like, his life coach, Bob Backlund. He used to snap and go off and just put people in submissions and not let them out of it. That real aggressive side. And I saw that come out of Darren Young tonight, and I thought that was really good for his character. And you're going to have Bob Backlund as his life coach. He's got to be teaching him something about the ring. He already, inherited the submission move. So, why not give him that aggressive streak? And, yeah, I can see Darren Young being the champion in the near future. Not right now, but I can see it soon. He was even surprised by his own strength. He was looking at his hands after they separated him like, man, I just did that. He completely snapped. He saw his coach getting, beat up and stuff, so he went and handled it. I thought it was great. Next match, John Cena, Enzo, and Big Cass versus The Club. Another great match tonight. The chemistry Enzo and Cass have, they're just great together. John Cena was there for the hot tag pretty much. But Enzo on the mic, I want to talk about that for a little bit because he even impressed John Cena. He was burying the Club so much. Anybody I would love to see Enzo go toe-to-toe with The Rock on the mic. I think his promos are that good to the point where he can go toe-to-toe with the great one. But yeah, man, Enzo, he is hilarious. He was just, I don't even remember all he said, but it was just, I know it was great. The crowd was loving it. Cena was loving it. Oh, man. So, the match happened, and the match was great, too. It seemed like AJ and The Club, they were on point for a little bit, but towards the end of the match, they started to get miscommunicated and started to get a little sloppy because, they fell into, like, knocking each other, and AJ hit, like, a phenomenal forearm on, I think it was Gallows, and yeah, they just started to lose composure of the match because it seemed like they had the match, pretty much in the bag at one point, but they slipped up. They even had John Cena, knocked out for a little bit. Karl Anderson's spine busters are crazy, man. It kind of reminds me of Batista a little bit. His spine busters are crazy. So much strength he puts into him, and he's not that big of a dude, but those look like they hurt. But pretty much AJ got attitude adjusted off the top rope or like the middle rope, but Wapadoo picked up the victory, and yeah, they won, so it was great. This will be the last time they're teaming together because Cena's on Raw, Enzo and Cass are on SmackDown. So maybe they can still feud with The Club, but AJ's going to be on SmackDown with John Cena as well. So we'll see if their rivalry continues into SummerSlam like I fully expect it to. So yeah, we'll see where that goes. Randy Orton returned. He was on the highlight reel with Chris Jericho. Jericho just talking shit like normal. Said he was going to give him the gift of Jericho so he can drink it in, man. I think it's just great. Jericho's a walking meme nowadays, and he's hilarious. He started joking about the out of nowhere, and because he was talking shit. Randy took a shot at Brock. He was like, he's going to go into the match, no enhancements needed. And, Brock just failed some tests for the UFC, so we don't know if, that's going to lead to a suspension by them or whatever. But he took a shot at Brock. I don't think Brock's going to appreciate that too much. But yeah, Jericho kept talking shit. Oh, what, Randy? You going to hit me with an RKO out of nowhere? And just kept teasing him or whatever. And then he was like, you're not going to do anything. And he started to walk away. Orton spun him around, was about to hit him with an RKO. Jericho got scared. He started laughing. I'm like, see, I got you. And then Jericho let his guard down and then got RKO'd. So they were pretty much just hyping up the match for him and Brock at SummerSlam, which I guess is still going to be on. I don't know if WWE is going to take any action against Brock, but from now, from what I've seen, I guess the match is still on. So I guess we'll see that at SummerSlam. And then we have the main event, the Shield Triple Threat match, the WWE Championship match. Champion Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns. I think this match was pretty good, to be honest. I see a lot of people didn't really enjoy the match. I enjoyed it for what it was. Man, it kind of lived up to the expectations a little bit. I think if this happened a few months ago, it would have been a whole lot better. But that's just me nitpicking at the match. I'm not saying the match was bad at all. Man, it was a freaking awesome match to me. They Shield powerbombed Roman Reigns. Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose teamed up and powerbombed Reigns through the announce table. Back and forth. Anybody could have won this match. Everybody was hitting their finishers on each other. Pretty much out to prove they were the best member of the Shield, trying to represent their brands. It was weird. Stephanie was clapping for Reigns on his entrance. I'm just like, don't you hate Roman Reigns? Didn't he spear you at WrestleMania? Why are you clapping for him? That was a little weird. But, yeah. Hell of a match. Dean Ambrose pulled out the victory. I don't remember if I predicted that, but I feel like I did. And Roman ate the pin. So Dean Ambrose is still your WWE champion. And the crowd went crazy for him. I think Daniel Bryan helped him get over even more of the crowd, helped the crowd invest in him a little bit more. I enjoyed the match, though. It was great. It was just great to see these guys work. And the Shield Triple Threat match that everybody's been wanting for a long time finally happened. And I just enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for what it was. It was a great match. Kudos to all of those guys for putting on a great main event. And the hype for this match was just incredible. Showing all the Shield stuff and, all the turn and what fell out and how they all became champion. I just think it was great. This is how you build up feuds and matches and stuff. However they did that, they need to continue to do that. I really enjoyed that. So, yeah, but that was Battleground. I completely enjoyed the whole pay-per-view from top to bottom. Except the pre-show. Like I said, I didn't watch the pre-show. Sorry. But I don't know. How did you guys feel about the pay-per-view? Did you guys enjoy it? Did you guys, feel the same way I felt about certain things? Did you guys think that Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens had the match of the year? I want to know what you guys thought down in the comment section below. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed. Leave a subscribe if you're new. Thank you guys. I have 50 subscribers. I posted something on my Facebook page about it and Twitter. Just thanking you guys for 50 subs. It means a lot. I know it's not a whole bunch of subs, but it just means a lot for me. I've been doing this since January, and just the fact that a few people watch my videos just means the world to me. And I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later on, more specifically tomorrow, because Raw is on tomorrow, and then Smackdown on Tuesday. So I'll talk to you guys later on. Peace.